had an incident, or I tell people I had this, I had a health scare. I landed in ER, and it scared me, right? And learned some things about myself, like I had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, borderline diabetic, and at the time I was like weighing well over 400 pounds, and I realized I had given up on life. And then in that moment I had to choose, like, was I gonna live or was I going to continue to do what I've been doing, right? And so, I did decide to make a change. 16 months later, I found myself crossing the finish line of a 50-mile ultramarathon, like something I had never imagined myself doing, right? To come from a very sedentary lifestyle where I was depressed and unhappy. I remember when I was finishing that race, I said, wow, you are really living. Like, all of a sudden, you're really living. Because I had been trying to die. I was like, if this can transform my life, right, it could probably transform other people's lives. However, I remember, I struggled to find gear and apparel to fit my bigger, taller, curvier body. My friends were like, oh, you should start a business. I was like, I ain't starting no business. I said, oh, the other brands, they'll figure it out, that fat people out here, and they'll make stuff for us. And they didn't. And I was like, oh, I guess it's gonna have to be you. Went to some pitch events. I got involved with the REI program for budding BIPOC entrepreneurs. And then I remember finding out about this grant, and I was like, that's my money. I have been a serial entrepreneur accelerator person, meaning that I'm always in programs, because I know as an entrepreneur, I don't know a lot about this entrepreneurial world. So I always felt like I need training, support, advocacy, mentoring, coaching. So I was glad. I didn't know that we're gonna have this academy. So it's one thing for you to give us money, right? It's another thing for you to support us in the process of being able to use that money efficiently and in support of growing and scaling our businesses. Because money won't necessarily do that. You need to know how to do it in order to make it really work. I remember the first class we went back over the business model canvas. Now, mind you, I've been in a lot of programs, so I've done the business model canvas. But I think the way the presenter presented the information allowed me to look differently at it. It also afforded me the opportunity to realize my business is at a different place than it was before. Every class triggered something else. It was like, oh man, I gotta be thinking about this. And oh yes, I gotta, get back to that. And, but I also could see where I had made some strides, and I could see where I needed to do work. And I think that gave me a confidence, because I ended up going into a contractual agreement to produce my product at a large scale, like 5,000 units. But I don't think I would have done that without the classes and the trainings, because they allowed me to see, yeah, this is what you know, but this is what you don't know, but this is what you could be working on in preparation for that, right? So that I could be successful, so I could successfully use that money in a way that's gonna help grow my business. I feel most affirmed by being around everybody. Being around BIPOC people who are, like me, entrepreneurs, doing it. Stories they've shared with me, the conversations that we had about our struggles. Again, you can get money all day long, but sometimes this intangible stuff can really have a really positive impact and help move you forward.